Hello and welcome one and all. I am Joshua McGee, your Dungeon Master and Story Weaver. You are listening to Venture into Vimuros, an Ampersandbox production. This is episode 11, Terrybound. Before we jump in, I would like to remind you to follow all of our socials, including Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok. This is where we post all of our news, artworks, memes, schedules, giveaways, you name it. I would like to thank each and every one of you for tuning in and letting your people know where they can find this podcast. Anchor FM, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Stitcher, or you can watch it on YouTube, see our facial expressions and how much we piss each other off. And you can watch all of our sessions as they're being broadcasted and recorded live on twitch.tv. Ampersandbox is always growing, and you can join in on everything we do. Claim your spot in this very campaign, or become a cast member in a future campaign, or be our guest in our once-a-month one-shots. If being part of a tabletop game isn't for you, you can still be part of an amazing community that loves role-playing and gaming. Our name was chosen carefully. Ampersand represents our firm belief in cooperation and inclusion, and Sandbox represents our love and encouragement to create. If you haven't already hopped into the Ampersandbox Discord server to be part of something greater than the sum of its parts, join today! All of our links are found in the description. We are exiting the Monster Monastery and headed eastbound to progress towards the Umberhulk Terry, home of the Little Baron's militia. Our Theater of the Mind camera starts at the front of our party and pans across, showing characters in their marching order. Leading our convoy is an NPC, a young man gone AWOL, the kobold named Aban, on his small but effective flying carpet. A few feet behind him is a tamed crag crawler that is overdue for return at Edifos. But Guards Captain Tulum is an ally of Josiah's, and will soon write the crawler off as killed in action. Atop the large crawler, taking the reins, is Zanog, our wizard and necromancer orc, played by Alex. Riding pillion and sporting a brand new peachy, fuzzy mustachio is Idris, our ranger, rogue, human, serpent hybrid, played by James. At the rear end of the crawler's saddle is a T-bar hitch with a rope tied firmly to it. This rope is stretched 10 feet behind the moving creature and is towing Josiah, our fighter, gunslinger halfling, played by Jacob, who has tied himself firmly to a tower shield made sled to accommodate the limited seating on the insectoid monstrosity. Now that the scene is set, it is time to venture into Vimuros.
Keep an eye out for Josiah. Make sure he's not fishtailing back there. I don't need him throwing up all over the place.
What's fishtailing? As Idris looks back and Josiah's fishtailing. Guys! Guys! Help!
That.
Idris pulls on one of the ropes.
Hold on.
I got you.
Let him ride it out. No, hold on. Let him ride it out. Okay,
Guys!
Okay, you can help him now. It's fine. I just wanted a little bit of a
Okay, just the ropes on. Twist him.
Aban will begin to kind of shout back to you guys.
Aye. Seems I have to travel a bit slower than before. Floating atop these mountains, so it's a lot easier than crawling across them.
Yeah.
I only said that because I said we'd make it back by nightfall, but might be closer to like 10 at night or something at this rate. Maybe midnight. You guys get to travel for until midnight.
Yeah.
I don't see why not. I don't feel like I'm going anywhere.
So you guys are traveling up and down the rocky terrain of the mountains. As it reaches about 3 p.m., you are stopped by a scouting party from the Edifos military.
Oh, great.
So they stand a bit far off from you. A Loxodon. It's a guy with a rifle. He's armored up. And he has a rifle. This Loxodon, he's on a small steed. Probably another crag crawler, just smaller, only suitable for one man. He kind of rushes over to you. What's your business?
We're going that way.
Abon, tell the man where we're going.
We're only heading to our Terry. We have no intentions of harming the city-states. Well, we're going to stop and check you here.
He definitely has a curious look of the man tied up in the back.
It's not
Willing.
It's not my business to. I'm no lawman, but that is strange, that man. Anyways,
Crawlers don't come built with a side cart, so...
Yeah, we could only requisition so many.
Anyways, place your inventory before me. I need to see what you're traveling with, that there's no government-owned property.
He's going to stop Abon first. Abon has pretty much nothing on him. Abon has a crossbow that he is very proud of. The crossbow itself has like different artwork in it, similar to what Josiah had done, but all his artwork is done in like a soldering iron, calligraphy, different swirling patterns. And anyways, the custom crossbow. That's pretty much all he's carrying. He's got his regular armor. He's got the flying carpet. And he passes past Abon and asks Zanog to step down.
Orc, step down from the crawler.
I'll shift down, come off the crawler. I'll show him. I mean, I have nothing to hide, so I'll show him my stuff.
I don't often see a creature protecting himself with only a quarterstaff.
Well, today's the day, bud. I don't know what to tell you.
He has a deep sigh.
Very well. Next, the person with the cowl.
Yes. Idris steps down.
What do you have on you?
Rummages in their cowl. Pulls out a dead rat.
Nice.
Drops it. Goes in the other pocket. Pulls out dead bird. Drops it. Undoes their bow from their back. Yes. And then they point to their sword on their hip. And a sword. I have arrows.
All right. Sir, may I untie you and search you?
That's a rather personal question. Last I checked, unless there was a change in the last 20 years, you don't have to do this.
Of course I don't have to. I serve Edifos at this time. Are you
What, so we fit the bill as suspicious characters?
Aren't you citizens?
Well, yeah.
We are citizens, for the most part.
They said.
However, according to the Edifosian bylaws, this isn't necessary. Josiah's still tied up. Now, I'm pretty comfortable here, and I can tell you what I have on me. But you don't have to search me. And I think you know that.
You wish me to operate on a trust system?
I wish you to operate by the law, Loxodon.
Where are you
I know
standing?
my rights type guy.
Where are you? Well, where am I standing? Where are we all now?
Currently we're about 100 miles outside of Edifos.
Yes, and which laws am I supposed to follow here?
I think this is where Josiah grins and he goes, well, that depends.
I am the commanding officer of a scouting party. In the Outlands, the law is mine to decide.
Oh, interesting. Can I get your name again?
Commander Vishram.
Fantastic, Commander Vishram.
He looks past his shoulder and he kind of signals a guy to join him. Somebody begins walking towards you. He's about 60 yards away now.
Vishram, I'm going to allow you to search me. Actually, I don't quite like you, so I'm going to allow your men to search me. Just also know that the name's Josiah Great Barrel, and that there's a few rules that go along with that. Just know that.
Josiah Greatbarrel lays tied to a shield before me. I've heard stories of the men you command, I've heard stories of your influence throughout Edifos and other city-states. Why then do you appear to be a captive?
Like I said earlier, the crawlers don't come with side carts, so we had to improvise.
I am not asking you, Orc.
My name's Zanog for future reference.
Yes, let's all share names. Vishram, Zanog, Josiah. And you, pointing at Aban. I'm Aban. And you, pointing at Idris.
I'm Sam.
Very well, Sam. The person he had called up gets next to him. You see Vishram kind of leans over to this half-orc and starts kind of whispering into his ear. The half-orc pulls out a wand and does a swish and flick. Each of you make a charisma saving throw. As a purple shape of like a star kind of forms around the ground underneath you guys, and different runes start popping up. Zanog, this is enchantment magic, I can tell you that.
Oh, I have advantage.
Okay.
First 7, second one.
DC's gonna be 15.
7.
What do you guys get?
Josiah rolled an 8. He's not very charismatic as much as it seems like he would be.
I'll roll for Aban.
13.
Each of you failed the charisma throw. Vishram's second in command creates a magical zone that guards against deception in a 15-foot radius. Until the spell ends, a creature that enters this area must use a charisma saving throw. On a failed save, a creature cannot speak a deliberate lie while in this radius. You know whether each creature succeeds or fails. The affected creature is aware of this spell, and thus can avoid answering questions in any way they might normally, and answers as long as it remains within the boundaries of the truth. That is the description of Zone of Truth.
Is this Zone of Truth?
Yep.
What is it?
Yeah.
Like,
Zone of Truth was just cast wrench, guys.
can I share that with everybody if I would recognize that I'm under the effect of this spell? Can I
Exactly.
Arcana check this to see if I
Yes.
know what spell this is?
Now, you can do that. I'll allow you to.
16, baby.
I'll allow you to identify that spell as Zone of Truth.
Zone of Truth.
Now, I will ask you again your names and your citizen status. I'd like to see if your answers have changed. Josiah Great Barrel. Is that your name?
Yeah, it's been my name my whole life, actually. Yes, short trunk son of a crag sniffer. Oh, it seems the truth is coming out, huh? That's nice.
Indeed.
Yeah, Zone of Truth in the outlands is a little bit much, don't you think?
Well, I'm just covering my bases. There's been a terrorist attack on Edifos, if you're not aware, and I'm trying to...
we're very aware.
Yeah.
Of course, we are being extra careful with Outlanders at this time.
100 miles outside the city?
If you saw the conjuration that brought it into the city, I'm not sure distance is any matter. The sheer power that entered that into the city can come from anywhere.
I
To
did
your
actually.
point, it was very powerful. If you're looking for any type of clues as to how a portal was able to be sustained of that size, of that power, above the city, you're gonna have to look for a lot more people than just the 4 of us.
Is that so? And how would you have this knowledge?
Well, I'm a fucking wizard.
Yeah, he's a pretty powerful wizard, too.
There's powerful wizards in Edifos. You don't think we consulted them?
Did they not know what was going on?
No one was near the event to get a close enough look. And then at that point, we were all in our defenses.
Well, I can tell you from first-hand experience being under the foot of the giant lady that came from the sky. That was some hella powerful conjuration magic. And you're gonna need a whole fleet of conjuration wizards to pull that kind of shit off.
Are you heading back to Edifos anytime soon?
Not that I know of. I think we're on our way to Xylea at the moment.
If I may encourage you, your expertise in the field, I would like for your first-hand account to be brought to Victor.
I mean, you're more than welcome to write down what I just said and take it to him.
No, you should definitely meet Victor. You would love him. And he's being...
If he's anything like you, Josiah, I'm sure I will get along swimmingly.
Oh, and we're in a zone of truth currently, so...
That was sarcasm. It was still truthful.
I think Idris would be using their... So they have an ability.
Okay,
They can cast Mage Hand that's invisible,
nice. I'm familiar.
and using it to tug slightly at the pants of the person casting. Almost like, maybe there's a spider going up their leg.
Right, you're intending to
anything.
break concentration. Okay.
Well,
give
even
me
just to like them to focus on something else, they can keep their concentration, but like you just because the attention is on Zanog and Josiah, we'll just every like 10 seconds move a little bit further away, and that's every time that this person tries to look at or see whatever's like touching their hair, or it's almost like when you're in a haunted house and you're like, something touched the back of my head.
Okay. As you're backing up slowly, Vishram will pull his rifle, and he'll say, "And you return to the circle. Why are you escaping?"
They ate a raw frog earlier, and they have wicked gas. Like I'm telling you, my eyebrows used to be here. If they're still, I don't know. They were probably gone. They probably were.
You still have
off
eyebrows.
earlier.
This is me, the DM.
I mean, if
the DM asking James, has Idris had wicked gas during this trip?
I mean, I feel like this is the
No,
zone
not
of
at all.
truth.
It is zone of truth. Zanog, you cannot lie about flatulence right now.
I didn't. I don't know that. You know what I mean? I'm not lying.
So, okay,
actually, Znog, that's been me. Those eggs are just not sitting well with me. You see, Vishram. Vishram, we just got back from the Monster Monastery.
You should probably
You know
check
the
in with those
monster.
guys.
It's Edifos checkpoint 225.100.
Okay, Vishram, you're gonna tell me that you and your men don't also call it the Monster Monastery just for ease of use? Come on, I've been there.
Okay.
You know.
In
You
occasion.
literally, you know it was me.
In occasion, we refer to it to the monastery. The Monster Monastery. That's not the point.
Again, you should probably go check on those guys. Reggie's dead.
Yeah, there was some
You're
crazy.
bored.
Yeah, there was some crazy necromancy there. If you're bored, man, go check it out.
Reginald's dead?
Reggie's full on dead. He turned to goop. I had to punch a hole through his chest. He was attacking us.
I
Why
almost
did I say
died.
that?
What? What was there? What caused this?
I just
Yeah, he said it. There's some high level necromancy shit going down.
Just out of
literally
you,
just
you
told you.
expect me to believe this from thin air? I mean,
I'm in the zone of truth.
I
you
understand you're in the
jackass.
zone of truth, yes, but even then, you're telling the truth, yes, but this scenario seems unlikely. I believe.
why don't you
I'm
go
in
investigate?
there is no point in which I can deceive you right now, my guy.
Again, I am not accusing you of attempting to deceive me. I'm only saying it's hard to believe, even knowing it's true.
I love how the zone of truth that you guys cast is working in our favor.
No, in reality, you really should go check in on him. There's one guy who's really, really upset, and he might
would
go
think-
postal.
You think he'd be happy because he probably is the next in line to take Reggie's spot, but like he is just so fucking depressed.
Well, why
it's
wait-
so fucking contagious? It's awful.
I have follow-up questions now. In the Monster Monastery, do they not have the resources to spare Reginald? He's gone. You're
He's
gone.
dead.
you're sure that he's gone?
I punched a hole through his chest and then he turned to goop.
This leads me to ask, why were you in the Monster Monastery? And how were you aware of its location? Well, Josiah Great Barrel, yes, okay.
Josiah Great Barrel 1 and 2. He got some weird disease from a woman.
Okay, dude, he's not. I can't lie. He's not wrong. I got bit by a woman. She had a really big mouth and sharp teeth. And look, can one of you guys untie me? I feel like I shouldn't have this conversation tied up.
Do you still have
We
your
can
wound?
untie you, but we're gonna get out of here and then we have to tie you back up. It's just a waste of time.
Do you still have your wound from the woman, the bite?
No, you see, there's this really cool thing that happened where my best friend in the whole world died and saved me.
You have no scarring?
Why did I say that to you guys?
You have no scarring or wounds?
This is a good bonding time for you.
Well, I mean, I've got the brand that you're very aware of.
I know your brand.
Thank you.
Should we do trust exercises?
I feel like I'm in the middle of a trust
This is an
exercise.
My paladin is exercising the trust right now.
Not wrong.
Vishram, you should close your eyes and fall backwards so we can catch you.
I'm perplexed you're able to say that with honesty.
He's a look. We just met this fellow over here, and he's very interesting. He ate a frog raw.
Okay.
Have I told you about the raw food diet, Vishram? It's great for your microbiome and gut biome.
Vishram tunes you out, and he begins scribbling down on a sheet of paper. And he pushes it towards Zanog. He folds it in half one time and gives it to Zanog. This is my recommendation for you to visit Victor.
Okay, thanks.
If you can bring your knowledge of the matron to Victor.
Sounds good to me.
If you can't make it, we'll tell him when we can. But
If I can interject here, if you do talk to Victor, just make sure you send him my love.
and as you say that, the Zone of Truth will time out.
Nice.
I'm being truthful. I'm sure he would love to hear from me.
Yes, I'm sure he'd love to see that brand.
He loved it last time he saw it.
I'm sure he'd love to see it
Again?
Why is everybody getting shirtless?
Are you saying that? Are you asking me to take my shirt off?
No, I'm saying Victor.
I feel like this is an assault.
No,
The Zone of Truth is gone.
Isn't there like some government laws here regarding not sexually assaulting your victims, your your citizens?
well, honestly, you've all proved very cooperative, very helpful. The intel you have is amazing to me. You've never contacted authorities with the things you've witnessed, Reginald and the matron.
Well, I thought you guys just knew how to do your jobs.
Then we can't be everywhere all at once.
It's a high bar, Zanog.
You're all citizens here. Be good citizens. Tell your local officials.
Yeah, yada yada, protect and serve. Yeah, okay.
Yes, you're all. However, you're all in the clear.
Since we're being all friendly now, who won the election?
The senators remain the same. The most major laws that had passed, none of the tax laws that were proposed went through. However, Argos is pushing to widen 1 mile radius further in the waters. They want all of the waters to be protected. The people of Argos do not believe in having outlands and water mix.
Does kind of make sense, just a little bit.
Tough to defend extra space.
Yes, I'm on Idris's side on this. We don't have the resources to protect that much.
Good to know.
You're creepy, man.
Hang on. You mean Sam? He introduced himself as Sam.
Okay. Yeah,
My
yeah.
name's Sam.
Yes, I'm on Sam's side on this one.
Wonderful. Can we go now?
Psychic for a moment.
By all means, you're free to go. Thank you for cooperating, Josiah.
Yeah, you're welcome. You're welcome, Vishram. Again, send Victor my love.
I'm not going
Hugs
back
and
to
kisses.
I'm going to Argos.
Well, a letter. It means more.
I
I'm
see
sure
why.
we'll have to pay him a visit, Josiah. You can tell him yourself. You can kiss him right on the mouth. Look, make sure you stay safe out there, Vishram. It's if you see any women with huge mouths, you can get a disease from them.
There was only the one policeman that was dead from a bite.
No, that's the one. It's the woman.
Why don't you tell people? This is a secret.
Who's gonna fucking believe me unless we're in the Zone of Truth?
You're a wizard. You cast Zone of Truth on yourself when you speak.
I don't have that spell prepared.
You know, I think I told the newspaper boy.
How helpful could that be?
He passes the news out to everyone.
Incredibly helpful.
Yeah.
You guys operate by your own methods in an unhelpful manner to the bigger picture.
You're welcome.
You haven't done anything wrong, but you frustrate me. I'm going to be on my way now.
Nothing wrong. But man, you guys are pieces of shit.
My scouting party will be on the way to the Monster Monastery. Thank you for reporting to us.
Aye, aye, Captain. Are we allowed to go?
You salute with the wrong hand.
See you soon.
By all means, I hope that's not true. And, yeah, Vishram
Cut
gets
it out, Sam. You're freaking the weird man out. Let's go. Whoops.
I think we handled that well.
nice. The paladin goes, "That he had the nerve to call you weird," and as she's walking away. You travel the rest of the way to the Umber Hulk camp.
I feel like that encounter probably would have, like, it probably should have been a combat.
I feel like it was
we
going to be.
we hopscotched that one quite nicely. Zone of truth on you.
I was gonna pull my what I do at work when people ask me yes or no questions. Just be like, well, this is what you asked me, and this is the answer I'm gonna give you, and it's not technically wrong, but it's not the answer you're looking for, and I'm not gonna tell you anything.
Answer truthfully with a question.
So you guys, you're rounding a mountain cap. The horizon changes beyond the top of the mountain. Sanog, you're following Aban here. At the valley under the mountain here, you do see what appears to be a small camp. There's about 20 people gathered far away, and there's a very noticeable rock formation that is a deeper cave. Josiah, this comes into your view. How does it affect you, Josiah? This is the first place you saw major bloodshed of allies.
All right. Fantastic. He holds it together. So I think that as we're pulling up, even tied to this tower shield, I think he can kind of feel the shift in the air a little bit. And I think he goes back for a moment to that place of like hearing the screams of the orcs and the like roars of the umbral hulks and like hearing his men like in pain and like hearing like the ripping of flesh and like just things hitting the floor, hitting the ground, like that thud of like something heavy and wet hitting in sand. I think he starts to hear all that stuff and he has to pull himself together. And
it's like a fishtail that shakes you out.
Yeah, it's a little bit of a task, but the fishtail pulls him back in, and he's kind of like doing that, like when you're coming out of an emotional state, like you've pulled yourself in, you don't have the breakdown, but he's doing like a little bit of like the breath work of just like.
These memories are attacking you. As you guys are descending down the mountain into the valley, with you being towed behind, the way you're tied on this tower shield sled, you're able to see over the crawler, and you just very well can easily take in this whole scenery. It's all too familiar. You did your best to forget this place, but it's part of who you are now.
Yeah.
So yes, as you descend, there's a small gathering of people. You reach your destination. I imagine you untie yourself at this point, Josiah, and Aban. They kind of have like their own little stables here. It's nothing major, but someone is there to offer caretaking of animals and steeds or whatever. And that's where Aban took you, was this little side stable. He rolls up his magic carpet and puts it back on his back, and he takes a few steps towards the cave's entrances and then waits for you guys.
So I imagine we're all standing there now, and he's just kind of looking around, taking it in for a second. And maybe he looks over to you two and kind of points out a spot and be like, right there. That's where Brigham lost his eye. When you guys haven't met Brigham yet. When you meet him, he's an ugly dude. Real ugly. I mean, super ugly. And just make sure you stare at his eye patch real intently. He doesn't like you looking at the other eye. He likes you to look right in the eye patch.
I'll also say a point of interest for Josiah. Like the mortar setup that was used to launch the flares is still set up in the same position, still ready for use for fresh flares.
Yeah, I think he'll also point up to those and kind of explain the whole like the different there's different colors that mean different things, and the one you always want to avoid having to use is a red flare. Like that's like the shits at the fan kind of flare. Like we need help now kind of thing. Imagine like an old person taking you through like one of their not favorite childhood places, but like taking you through a familiar place. You know what I mean? There's a little bit of, you can hear the hurt in his voice, but he's also kind of steeling himself through it.
Idris would have been fascinated by you talking about any defenses and weapons this place has. Like, oh yes, what other colors are there? What do those mean?
There's white, there's yellow, there's blue.
Let me write that down. White, yellow, blue.
It's really a severity scale.
Oh, okay, so blue's okay.
Oh, like a DEFCON in the situation.
Yeah, like blue would be like, hey, we're all right. White is kind of like everything is perfect. Blue is like what you would send up when you're done.
What was your biggest fear when you were stationed here? Like, what were you worried would happen?
I actually wasn't stationed here, Idris. That encounter we just had with Vishram, that was what I used to do. And that's also why I know he's stepping far out of his bounds for no reason.
Well,
This
terrorist
was-
attack is a reason.
Understandably, but Edifos doesn't have the resources nor the jurisdiction in the Outlands. At the time, we had rules in place so that we kept the Terrys in line without causing more revolt than can happen from time to time. And stepping this far out and questioning people along the road can cause issues with the Terrys. But that is fair. A terrorist attack did happen. He kind of he gets like a forlorn look for a second before pulling back into, kind of like he's reliving something for a second, and then. So yes, I was stationed here. Victor sent me in my division here. We were asked to investigate this mine, as there had been some reports of Umbra Hawks and some reports of cave-dwelling orcs attacking the miners. This is one of the prior Iounstone mines that has been deemed since unfit and unusable. So my men and me came here, and the rest is history to a degree. And I think that as we're walking through, you guys would even see some scratches and stuff like that along the walls that haven't eroded yet. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like it's been 20 years, but it's also in a secluded area. So you would see places where obvious signs of battle in the past happened.
Yep. Abon's gonna step in the conversation here.
I was only in the military for 2 years. I was an orphan in Xylea, and I served my first 2 years there. And as our scouting party rotated into Edifos, I met a rat folk who told me of the efforts of Josiah. I've obviously taken issue with the entire birthright system and all the laws that are in place. As soon as I heard there was a militia rising up to take it down, I become an outlander. I went AWOL, and I make myself scarce when I can around the city-states. Brigham told me much about the battle here. It was a suicide mission. Victor wasn't trying to reclaim this mines at all. That's just what he put in the paperwork. He wanted you dead.
For nothing more than what we were born into. Just so Zanag and Idris, so you're aware, it is rather late at night, so most of our group consist of Outlanders or people within the city itself. So we don't meet here often. The group that's here is a smaller faction of our force to just keep things in order. So don't judge it too harshly.
Walk into the cave. These are the guys that are gonna take down the government. It's just like four dudes and a couple horses.
The Edifos unabridged does not need numbers. We only need one good attack. Am I correct, Josiah?
No, you're not incorrect. Numbers would be nice, but I think we can do it with one good strike.
Yeah, who are you guys to question the history books of great overthrowing of governments,
Yeah, sometimes it's hundreds to thousands to hundreds of thousands, and sometimes it's one good assassination.
Assassin.
Most of the time it's hundreds of thousands, and we're gonna have to find a middle ground in there, Zanag. I get it. We'll figure it out. All right, let's go inside.
You guys slowly pace into this very dark terrain, very dark cave. There's about 2 torches dimly lighting the area. In the back center of this cave, there's a large table for making maps and plans and war strategizing. You see the backside of Brigham, both hands on the desk, hunched over the paperwork there, plans. On the opposite side of the table is the rat folk Talltale. He is also looking down at this paper, and as you guys enter the cave, he looks up and meets your gaze.
He looks tasty.
Hello, everyone. Alphonse here, or Dr. Talltail, played by Joshua McGee. I needed to remind you, but in order to be kept current on our battle plans, inventory, and meeting times, you only need to click the link tree in the description. Don't forget to join us on Twitch, typically held on Thursdays or Sundays, 8 p.m. Eastern. The precise activity of the live stream is posted on bulletins worldwide, such as Twitter, Facebook, and Instant Telegram. It's called Instagram. Yes, Instagram. Thank you, Brigham. Anyone may experience our pastimes on YouTube or any application that carries iPod broadcasts.
Talltale. It's called a podcast.
Oh, another contraction. Very well. You can play along with all of your favorite cast and crew by joining our Discord and even...
That's enough. We really do appreciate you being here, and look forward to our next meeting. Until next time, Godspeed.